impromptu live talking about a super fun topic. It's cool. We'll see if anyone pops in. This is always interesting to see who joins the impromptu lives. But really the point of this is that I'm going to be posting it. It will be posted after I'm live, so it is okay. I'll wait just a second and then get started. Hello, hello. We have a joiner. Oh, we have two. Woo! Waiting just a second, I'll get started. We have 5. Okay, hi. Hello. Let's go, Brandon. All right, it's not the most fun subject we're talking about tonight, but I thought this was really important. This is hi. Love that. I know I wear this. Okay. 2 things. 1, I wear this t-shirt way too much. It's my most comfortable t-shirt, and I just need to get more of these. Hi, Robert. How are you? This is going to be a quicker live. What I'm going to do is, hi, Lance. How are you? What I'm going to do with this live, this is going to be a quicker one. I'm going to do this and post it. And then you know what? And then I'm going to go live again at 9 p.m. tonight. So I'll have a later live tonight that'll be a little bit more fun. We'll talk about more subjects. But I really wanted to talk about Brianna in this one. And so this will be quick. I'm going to do this. I'll post it. And then I'll be live again tonight at 9 p.m. if you would like to come back. Hi, Nightmare. How are you? I know we normally have a lot more fun. So Brianna Kupfer, I don't know if you guys heard about what happened to her. A beautiful 24-year-old girl who is in graduate school studying, I think she was studying architectural design or something along those lines, was senselessly killed in Los Angeles while she was at work at 1 p.m. last Thursday. So this was a little under a week ago. Hi. And and if you guys have followed this channel, if you know me, you know I am a Los Angeles resident, even though I haven't been there for several months. That's still my place of residence. She was killed very close to where I used to live. Oh, Robert's doing good. I'm glad you're doing good, Robert. She was killed very close to where I used to live, and she was killed they believe it was a homeless individual who went into where she was working and killed her. And it is absolutely heartbreaking. This is one of the things that, and we're going to get into this, it's so sad. And the reason we are talking about this is, one, I mean, look her up. Just 24 years old, so young. She was studying design, and she was working at a furniture store, which I think sort of went into what she was studying. Working, this happened at, I think, right before 2 p.m. in the afternoon. She wasn't out partying. She wasn't hanging out with the wrong crowd. She was at work in a time where a lot of people are choosing just not to go to work. In school and working part-time. And this happened very close to where I used to live. And, you know, I've talked about a lot of stories similar to this over the past year. I've talked about a lot of things that are very sad, and a lot of people who have lost their lives, and a lot of violence, unfortunately. You know, I've talked about those things a lot, and there's very few things that have gotten to me, and this is one of the things that I had to cry over this. Now, I don't know Brianna, I don't know her family, but this is one of the things that got to me. In feral cities. Yeah, we're going to get to that. This is one of the things that got to me. And before we get into that, I watched her father give several interviews. Absolutely. I watched her father give several interviews, and it was really important to him that people knew the good parts of Brianna. And I've had some people in my family that passed away way too soon. I seen the father. Oh my gosh, yeah. I had people that passed away in my family way too soon. One of them being my cousin. She passed away really young, and it was just really unexpected and really devastating. And what I tried to do with the people in my family is I look at how they lived their lives, and I try to learn a lesson from it, or I try to pick something out of it that means something, so that you can so that I never want anyone to go in vain. But one of the things that Brianna's father said about Brianna, and I thought this was really cool. So I'm gonna do this myself. Maybe this is a call of action to all of us. Is that she kept a bucket list on her phone. So she was a very vibrant young girl. Loved to travel. Loved to wear like really cool clothes. Loved design. And one of the things she had on her phone was a bucket list of things that she wanted to do. So I thought that was something cool that we could, maybe honor her life with. Is I'm going to work on a little bucket list tonight of things that I want to do, and maybe try to do one of those things this year. But I always try to take meaning out of people's lives and not let them go in vain. And I think another reason this hit home for me was because of where it was. Like, if I was still living in LA, that very well could have been me. Very well could have been me. It could be anyone. I mean, it was so random and so senseless. And she was just at work. This could have been anyone. It could have been you. It could have been me. I mean, I know you guys don't live in these liberal cities, but yep, already have a bucket list. My grandpa told me to make one. I love that. Yeah. No, it's cool. I used to do those all the time. And then actually, her father said that today. And I was like, I haven't done one of those in a long time. I'm absolutely doing this. But yeah, apparently she kept one of those. There's my little skull cup. But what also really pains me about this story. So I watched an interview with her father. He was on Fox TV. And then I actually watched the police in Los Angeles gave a press conference. And the good news is they are taking this very seriously, very seriously. And what they said was, this should shake all of Los Angeles, and it absolutely should. And what I hope this situation will wake people up. It seems like it is a little bit, um, to what is happening and what the issues in Los Angeles are. So I watched this. It was a 17-minute long press conference that the police gave, and they were updating people on the investigation to catch this guy. And what I'm going to do when this live posts, hi, Gary, good evening. When this live posts, what I will do is I will link, there's new surveillance video, because sometimes when I post these videos, the people that are already subscribed to my channel, they'll watch them. But if they see the title, it might be someone in Los Angeles that will watch the video. So what I'll do is I'll post, there's new surveillance video of the individual that did this. And they want to find him, and they want to prosecute him to the fullest extent. And what's amazing about the community of Los Angeles, and this is why I have hope for Los Angeles. There are a lot of good people that live in Los Angeles. But what's pretty amazing is that the public, they have gotten private donations of $200,000 to help catch the person that did it. So, hi, Marcia. Oh, it's nice to see you too. So just alone, so they have a reward right now that's $250,000 if anyone has information to be able to catch this person. And if they do catch this person, $200,000 of that is from private donations alone that people of Los Angeles have sent the family to be able to catch this person. So this is a very high profile thing that's happening, which is, it should be high profile. And they believe the person, for the information that they have right now, they believe the person was a homeless individual. And what he was doing was he was going down the street and going in several businesses and just asking questions and being a little sus. And then he went into, I think it's called Croft House, right? Yeah, it's Croft House. And that's where Brianna worked. And she was in there alone tragic, such a beautiful girl working hard to provide herself with a bright future. Absolutely. That is why it is so sad, because Los Angeles it can be a lost city at times, and Brianna is the type of person you want in your city. She's the type of person you want to prop up in your city. She adds to your city. And and it was so senseless. It was so random, which I think is why it's so important that this individual is caught. So he went into her store, and we do know that she texted a friend while he was in the store, and she said, so I don't know exactly what she said, but she said someone was in the store giving her a bad vibe, and she was referring to him. So I don't know exactly what happened, but then, of course, we know how it ended, and I guess 20 minutes after the individual left, someone walked into the store and saw Brianna. Then, oh, I hope they catch him. And that's another reason why I'm talking about this and doing this live. And I'll say it again. I've talked about so many of these type of stories, and there's been two of them that have gotten me to the point where I've sat and I've shed tears over it, and this is one of them. The other one is Sequoia Turner. Look her up if you know, you know. And that was when I was talking about the riots all of last year. But what's so sad, what's so frustrating about this is, you guys know that I used to live in Los Angeles, and one of the reasons I left for a little bit is because I saw things happening in my neighborhood, and my lease was up, and I had a short amount of time to find a new place to live. And I was like, first of all, well, there was a lot going on. We were in the middle of a pandemic, and then I'm like, I'm seeing crime go up in all these areas, and it's not just, it's crime, it's random crimes against random people, and that's what was scary. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go home for a little bit. I'm going to go back to Virginia. I'm going to chill out, let this crime wave run its course, and then I'll come back, because I just didn't know. And I was seeing things with my own eyes, not just reading about things. And I even talked to a city council member, because what I was starting to see in Los Angeles, I was starting to see homeless individuals get more and more aggressive, to the point where I remember one week, there was a Trader Joe's that was 2 blocks from where I lived, and that's where I used to walk to get groceries. And 2 blocks from my house, and 2 times within 1 week, I had to divert my route because there was a homeless person who was yelling and throwing things in the middle of the road. So I ended up going a block around that person. But what I started to see is our homeless population get more and more aggressive, and that was scary. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that the police officers were talking about in this press conference, that we have no mental health in California, and they don't. And this is also coming from someone, you guys, I used to work at a psychiatric hospital. I interned at a psychiatric hospital in college, and then I worked at a psychiatric hospital after I got out of college. And I have the utmost compassion for people that are mentally ill. I have the utmost compassion for people that are homeless, and I have the utmost compassion for people that are addicted to drugs. I do. I still think everyone should be held accountable if they commit a crime or if they do something illegal, but I do have compassion for people. And so I worked with, the thing is, what happened in California is they started emptying out their mental hospitals, and that's where I interned, was a psychiatric hospital. And I actually worked with a man who offed his wife because he was in the middle of delusion, and he thought that she was a robot. And it would happen so quick. And I worked with him. I would do groups with him. By the way, there was security there. I was never like, my safety was okay, don't worry. But Hi, Danielle. But I worked with him, and 1 second he would be totally normal. He would be like, "Hey, Sarah, how you doing?" He was a nice person. "Hey, Sarah, how you doing? How's everything going? You doing good?"
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the
I didn't
connection.
say
Please try
Siri. I
again.
said Sarah. Okay, and then the next second he would be in a delusion, and that was how quickly that could happen. And he actually did something bad to someone. Piss off, Siri. um, but now you have people that are mentally ill on the streets of Los Angeles and other parts of California, and you have people that deal drugs that go and take advantage of that population and sell them drugs. So not only are they mentally ill, they're on drugs. And I saw it happen so many times where someone, they're not even aware of who is in front of them. They are just going off their rocker and screaming and making threats. So, how long was it before this would manifest into somebody getting seriously hurt? And by the way, this isn't the first time that someone has gotten seriously hurt. It's happened time and time again. This is just the most public instance that this has happened. But it happens all the time in Los Angeles. You just don't hear about it all the time. And I talked to a city council member last summer because I feared that this was going to happen. And I expressed to the city council member, I've been walking down the street. One thing I'm concerned about is now I'm starting to see women that are homeless just passed out on the street, which they're susceptible to people taking advantage of them, like all kinds of stuff. And I'm seeing more and more people that are clearly unhinged exhibiting violent behavior. How long is it before someone is attacked? And what you get told by a lot of these elected officials is, well, first of all, they'll police your language and say, "Oh, you mean the unhoused?" That's a whole other thing. But they want you to be compassionate. Yes, I am compassionate, but I also understand that these people, some of them are very unpredictable. And there's nothing compassionate about letting them rot away on the street. That is not compassion. But that's the problem with a lot of our politicians in Los Angeles and in other cities like Los Angeles. They're more concerned with their ideology. They're more concerned about votes and about sounding progressive than they are about the actual people that they serve. And the sad thing is, Brianna's father, he didn't want to get as political as I am. And but he mentioned, we are living in a society right now, we are living in a political class right now that values the bottom feeders, the ones that are committing crimes, the ones that are taking away from society, when we should be propping up the ones that are giving to society, like someone like Brianna, who was doing nothing but adding to society by her existence. And she was taken away from a person that does nothing but take from society. And it's awful. And we have a lot of politicians right now, and they are focused on the bottom. Oh, James, just found your channel. Love the content and vibe, but you had me at Go Dogs. Thank you. Thank you so much for the donation. Yes, I am a Georgia girl. I'm from Georgia. Very much a Georgia girl. So anyway, I know this chit chat isn't as positive as we usually are, but I just felt like I had to say something, and I'm going to post the surveillance footage of the person who took Brianna's life away, who murdered her. I'm gonna post that when this posts underneath. So if anyone from Los Angeles happens to see this, but I'm hoping that people start to wake up and start to wake up to these policies and these things because of her. And It seems like that might happen. It seems like people are coming together and there are good people in Los Angeles. And I do love Los Angeles, and I know a lot of people think I'm crazy, but I've met a lot of really good people that live there. And I think they're coming together, and a lot of people were, from what I heard, you got kicked out. Why they don't want you? Well, you know what? I'm glad you actually said that. Hopefully they find him. Hopefully he. I won't read that out loud. Well, yeah, and you know what? I think this story hits a little close to home to me, also because of what her dad said. That's how I felt in Los Angeles. I'm like, you know, I'm a pretty good citizen. I work hard. I'm a nice person. I treat people well. I support local businesses. I pick up trash. I volunteer, yet I feel like I pay my taxes, yet I feel like Los Angeles doesn't want me. I don't matter to Los Angeles. Who matters to Los Angeles are the people that break the laws, are the people that do not contribute to society. And I started to feel like that. And I sort of was getting a little bit of that sentiment from her dad. It's like, why are we propping up the lowest of society and not protecting the people that help society? But that is how a lot of politicians think right now. I guess it's for votes. Danielle. So Danielle is in my family. Hi, Danielle. She's the best. Yes, she's biased. They would take the whole country down, and that's the problem now. But hopefully, first of all, I think Brianna's legacy should be just what a just wonderful person she was, and how much she loved life, and how what a hard worker and just a bright young girl she was. That should be her legacy. But I hope another good thing comes out of this tragedy and it doesn't just go away in vain. I hope that is people start to wake up to these policies and stop. We need to stop prioritizing criminals over good people. And that's what's happening in Los Angeles, and that's what's happening, quite frankly, in a lot of progressive cities. And you're seeing the manifestation of that right now. This isn't the first time this week that this happened in Los Angeles. There was a 70-year-old, I believe it was a nurse, that was attacked at a bus station and just passed away from her injuries. There was a police officer that was killed, and all of these were random attacks. Anywho, I just wanted to say that, my piece. I wanted to... Crabs in the bucket. I don't know what that means. California had a chance to begin correcting course. They just emboldened this behavior. Yeah, and what I really liked seeing, I really liked this press conference today. It seems like they're really taking this seriously. I really liked the press conference. I really liked the fact that citizens just privately donated all this money to put a reward out to get information. People are not taking this lightly, and I'm glad how much news coverage it's getting, because I've seen other things happen that didn't get the news coverage. Crabs in a bucket means anyone who tries to get out gets pulled down. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, that's a good saying. I've never heard that before. Anyway, this was super short. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I will be back at 9 p.m. and it'll be a little bit lighter. And we'll talk about other things. There's lots to talk about. Yes. Okay. You guys take care. I just wanted to put this out there. I wanted to post it. I'll be back at 9 p.m. It'll be a little bit lighter. And I'll be on for longer. I'll be on for at least an hour. I'll try to be on for longer than an hour. We'll see how that goes. All right. Later. Oh, bye, Danielle. I love you. Maybe you'll be back at 9. We'll see. Okie dokie. All right. I'll see you later, you guys. Have a good night. If you want to come back and hang at 9, do that. See ya. Bye.